Don't think! Fight!
Everybody mind your marks! Showtime!
Skullgirls has been in development in some form or another for about 5 years now. Alex Ahad, our creative director, and Mike Zaymont, our lead programmer and designer, both started the game independently as just personal projects, and then mutual friends introduced them to each other. And basically Mike needed art, and Alex needed a programmer, and Skullgirls was born. Mike is a huge fan of fighting games. He's played pretty much everything, and he really loves the Capcom Versus series. But they have a lot of problems for competitive play, like infinite combos, high-low unblockables, and things like that. And so he basically set out to write his own fighting game engine to kind of address those problems. So the game in this form has actually been in production for a little over a year. Most of the time in the 5 years was Alex working on the art, but he didn't do all this himself, and Mike just working on the engine in his spare time. But yeah, a lot of it has just gone into, just trying to get everything to feel good, because other fighting game series have had years of iteration to improve on their fighting engines, and we have to deliver a top-notch fighting system on the first product. Our guys have played and are fans of pretty much every fighting game out there, and from the gameplay to the art, there's kind of taking what works and what people will recognize. For example, just sometimes it's taking the piss out of things. So for example, we have over 150 different combo adjectives, just to have fun with that, because it's kind of a thing that people know about fighting games, but nobody's really taken it to this extreme before. Nobody's ever seen an antiferous combo before, but Skullgirls has it. We've announced 7 of the 8 characters so far, so I can't talk about all of them yet, but we've got a lot of the basic character archetypes established. Philia is a rushdown character. So she's really good at combos. She doesn't have all that many special moves, but she's great at comboing and some really nasty resets. Cerebella is a grappler. She has pretty much a grapple for every single situation you can imagine. So she's a very, very strong and robust and just well thought out grappler. She's actually very easy to play as far as grapplers go compared to most other games. Peacock is a zoning character, so she's got a lot of ranged attacks. And she's inspired by 1940s cartoons, so a lot of them are very amusing and have references to other games and cartoons in them. Parasol is, she's a charge character, has a longer attack range. She can also command her soldiers to do strategic things in battle with her. Misfortune is a zombie cat girl who can remove her own head and kind of use it and control it independently to kind of set up sandwich combos with herself. Her general playstyle is sort of rushdown-ish. Painwheel is sort of our aerial dominance character. She can fly. She also has a very interesting charge mechanic where she can charge all of her normals, and any damage she receives while she's charging will actually be added to her attack. So there's a strong risk-reward element there. And then the last character that we've unveiled so far is Valentine, who's a ninja nurse. She plays like a mashup of a lot of ninja characters in other fighting games, and can also use poison against her opponents. A lot of people, I think that just because a game has a high skill ceiling and is good for tournament players means it's going to be inaccessible for new players. But we're trying to make sure that that's not the case. We have tutorials, we have an AI that's kind of built around teaching you how to play the game better. And just the balanced things, I think, are going to make it really accessible for people that just like playing fighting games or like the characters. I don't think there's any substitute for playing against real people, but I feel like we can, if we do our job right, we'll have given people the confidence to go play against real people, so that then they can move on to the next step of learning, which is, advancing from there. We will keep updating the game with new characters and mechanics as long as people keep playing it and keeps doing well. So yeah, hopefully that goes on for some time.